After training hundreds of coaches, I've noticed something that separates the ones whose clients transform from the ones whose clients merely comply. It's trust, but not the polite professional kind of trust. I'm talking about the kind where someone lets you see the parts of themselves they've never shown anyone. That's what we're exploring in this module. And honestly, this might be the most important foundation you'll build as a coach. So here's the thing. You can have two coaches with identical credentials, identical training, asking nearly identical questions. One creates surface level change. The other creates transformation that lasts. The difference isn't technique, it's depth. And depth only happens when your client feels safe enough to stop performing for you. Think about that. How often do your clients show you the polished version of themselves? The version they think you want to see? That's surface level connection. It's comfortable, it's professional, and it doesn't change lives. Transformational trust is when they finally say what they've been afraid to admit, even to themselves. ICF puts it this way. We partner with the client to create a safe, supportive environment that allows the client to share freely, and we maintain a relationship of mutual respect and trust. I want you to notice two things here. First, it says partner with. You're not creating safety for them. You're creating it together. It's a collaboration from the very beginning. Second, and this is critical, it says mutual respect and trust. This isn't one directional. You're not just earning their trust. There's a reciprocal relationship happening. Without this foundation, nothing else you learn in this program will reach its full potential. This competency makes everything else possible. Let me paint a picture of what this actually feels like for your client. Imagine spending your entire day monitoring every word before you say it, calculating how things will land, managing impressions, performing competence. It's exhausting, right? Now imagine walking into a space where none of that is required, where you can finally drop the mask, where the persona you show the world can rest. That moment when holding becomes releasing, when tension becomes ease, that exhale, that's what you're creating, a space where thoughts can flow naturally without rehearsal, where authenticity becomes possible, maybe for the first time in their professional life. Now, here's where a lot of coaches get it wrong. They think safety is something you establish in session one and then move on. Check the box, we built rapport, great, now let's coach. That's not how this works. Safety isn't a destination, it's a continuous process. Every session, every moment requires active attention to your client's sense of security and freedom. And being nice is necessary, but it's nowhere near sufficient. True safety requires deeper skills, presence, boundaries, consistency, and sometimes courage, the courage to hold space for things that are uncomfortable. I need you to understand something, especially if you work with leaders and executives. Many of your clients have nowhere else to be fully honest. Think about it. They can't confide in their direct reports. That would undermine confidence in their leadership. They can't confide in their peers. Those peers are competing for the next promotion. And going upward, either there is no up or they don't want to show weakness. So where does that leave them? Alone. Smart, capable people who are expected to have all the answers with literally no one to process with. You might be the first person in their adult life where they can be fully honest without consequence. Let that land. That responsibility should humble us. What we create in that space can change everything for them. Let me name a couple of mistakes I see coaches make. First, assuming trust exists because the client showed up. Just because someone's sitting across from you, just because they paid doesn't mean trust is present. Trust is earned moment by moment through consistent behavior. Second, treating trust building as a one-time task. You set expectations in session 1, you have a nice conversation, and then you forget about it. Meanwhile, you're making small deposits or withdrawals in the trust account with every single interaction. Safety is fragile and precious. Each interaction either builds it or erodes it. Stay vigilant, stay intentional. Here's what we're going to build together in this module. We'll start with understanding your client's world, really getting outside your own perspective to see through their eyes. That's markers 401 and 402. Then we'll explore acknowledging and supporting them, validating their experience, and offering steady presence. Markers 403 and 404. We'll dig into holding space for strong emotion, because there will be strong emotion and you need to know how to be with it without rescuing or retreating. That's marker 405. And finally, we'll talk about your own vulnerability as a coach, how being human actually builds trust. Marker 406. Each element builds on the last. So where does trust actually begin? It begins with something that sounds simple, but trips up even experienced coaches. Genuinely seeking to understand your client's world, not your assumptions about their world, their actual world. Let's dig into that.